Hey, what's up everybody? This is Dom, and today I'll be giving you my thoughts on the HTC One M8. And if I could sum up this device in 2 words, it would probably be hardware evolution, because that's exactly what you're getting here. This device is exactly what you would expect a refinement to be. There aren't too many bells and whistles here, but overall it's a solid phone. And if you're looking for detailed features and how this phone compares to other flagships like the Galaxy S5, I'll be sure to leave a link to my recent comparison videos down in the description, but today we're focusing on my overall opinions about the HTC One M8. Checking out specifications, the HTC One M8 is rocking a 5-inch 1080p display with 441 pixels per inch, a 2.3 GHz Snapdragon 801 processor, Adreno 330 GPU, 2 GB of RAM, and a 2600 mAh battery. Examining the build quality, you'll definitely notice a difference from last year's model. Now, HTC has done away with most of the plastic involved with the design and has put together a more solid metal build quality, saying that it's 90% metal now as opposed to the 70% metal found on the M7. Now, unfortunately, that's at the cost of ergonomics. The HTC One M8 has a very slippery design. With its rounded edges, I've constantly found myself having to readjust my grip so I didn't drop it. Now, it's comfortable, don't get me wrong, but definitely slippery when compared to the build found on the M7. And also, thank you for moving the lock button over to the other side of the phone, but I still think that having it on the side where my thumb would normally rest would ultimately be a better position at the end of the day. Well, maybe next year. Now, as far as software goes, Sense 6 is a great experience. I'm a big fan of Sense, but that's no reason to go run out and buy this phone. The M7 will also receive Sense 6 through a software update, so I'd only consider buying this phone if you're into its design and hardware-specific features. The 5-inch 1080p display is beautiful. I'm definitely a fan in this department, and I'm also happy that HTC finally decided to include a micro SD card slot. This allows you to expand the storage up to 128 gigabytes, and paired with the extra storage and its front-facing speakers, this is an excellent device for consuming media on the go. The speakers just beat pretty much any phone out there on the market. I'm a huge fan of these boom sound speakers, and thanks to the hardware, everything is pretty much buttery smooth. I mean, the internal specifications speak for themselves, but there's no awkward lags anywhere, and overall, it's just an enjoyable experience. The front-facing 5-megapixel camera is definitely a step in the right direction, but I kinda wish that we had a better camera on the back as well. Here you'll find the same 4-megapixel ultra-pixel camera used in the M7, but this one lacks optical image stabilization. Now, HTC makes up for this by including a second 2-megapixel camera, which is used in what it calls the duo camera configuration that will capture depth information, and it can be used with various effects within the camera app. U-Focus and Foregrounder are just a couple of those neat effects, but overall, that's all they are. They're just neat. I haven't found myself tempted to use them too much, but they are fun to play with every once in a while. Outside of the dual camera features, there are a few other modes, but one that interests me the most is the manual capture mode. I like having control of a camera, and HTC gives me exactly that. With the right person behind the camera toying with the settings, the M8 can pump out some pretty awesome pictures in manual mode. But don't get me wrong, automatic is nice as well in the right lighting. But as I said, in the right lighting. I mean, it's not going to be the perfect camera. This is only a 4-megapixel ultra pixel camera. It's the exact same one that we saw in the M7, so don't expect anything super amazing, but it can capture some pretty decent photos. The video recording quality here is just your standard 1080p, but you don't have image stabilization, so you're going to be left with this shaky video, and it wasn't a very pleasant experience for myself. Now, you don't have the option to record in 4K on the M8, but that's totally fine because any phone on the market right now that can record 4K video also doesn't have video stabilization, so you get this very shaky video, which isn't pleasant in my opinion. Now, unless you're like my good friend Danny Winget, who uses tripods and shoots on beautiful tree stumps in the forest, there's really no benefit to shooting 4K video on a smartphone. Maybe in the future when we have more advanced image stabilization for things like that, then fine, but right now I just don't care about it. One thing that makes it really hard for me to put down the M8 are the new motion launch gestures. With different swipes and taps on the display while in standby mode, you can access various features like Blink Feed 2.0, know, voice dialing the home screen, or just quickly wake the screen to check your notifications. And overall, it's a great feature that I've really come to enjoy with the M8. Moving along, I don't usually discuss battery life in my reviews because, well, it varies so much between users, but I think it's safe to say that the HTC One M8 wins in this department, especially compared to the M7. I've never had to worry about making it through the entire day. It just keeps going, and standby time is excellent, and there is no doubt that you'll be satisfied with the battery life here as well. Now, I realize that I didn't discuss every single feature, button, and port involved with the HTC One M8, but overall, this is just a refinement of an already great smartphone. I mean, the M7 was awesome. It still is awesome. If you have one, you might just want to stay put and keep that phone. But if you're nearing the end of your contract and you're looking to get on the latest and greatest device, the M8 is definitely the one to consider. It's a great device. It has great battery life, a beautiful display, the same awesome speakers. I do wish it had a better camera, but at the end of the day, I think the M8 is a great phone, and I would recommend it to anybody looking for a new smartphone or a new flagship Android phone. So be sure to let me know what you think about the HTC One M8 down in the comments section below, and if you enjoyed this review, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It does help out the channel a lot, and also if you're not already, subscribe for more content like this in the future. Thanks again for watching, everybody. This is Dom, and have a great day.